Thanks so much for joining us at 10. I'm Mark McPherson. Panic permeated throughout the village of Mount Horeb 1 year ago today. A child armed with what looked like a real gun was trying to get into the middle school. Police responded, and when that child did not drop the weapon like he was told to, officers opened fire, killing the boy. Healing from the hurt hasn't been easy. An entire community was affected by what happened. WMTV's Tim Elliott sits down with the chief of police as he reflects on that day and how the healing process has played out so far.
The Mount Horeb Public Library is a place where kids can be kids.
We're so happy you're here.
1-year-old Lily loves this place. Kids feel safe here, and that was never more evident than back on May 1st, 2024.
To get a call when you're at work from your babies crying, saying that there's a shooting going on and we're scared and you're 30 minutes away from them.
Breaking news now from the News Now desk. We are getting reports of an active shooter at Mount Horeb Middle School.
That day, hundreds of students and staff from nearby Mount Horeb Middle School went running for their lives and sought refuge inside the library.
Yeah, a lot of people were really upset. I mean, because they were told to run. And we were just happy to be here to be the safe place.
Just after 11 that morning, reports of an active shooter outside the middle school began to emerge.
Honestly, looking back, it's a blur.
In his first interview about that day, Chief Doug Varick recalls he was out to lunch when he got the call.
Shots fired, came over the radio. We need you. We're not sure what's going on.
He arrived at the middle school minutes later.
Chaos is probably the best way to describe it.
Did you ever think you'd be involved in something like this?
Yes. I always said it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen.
Here outside Mount Horeb Middle School, 3 police officers made a choice that they had to make. Thinking that student was armed with a real gun, they opened fire and killed that 14-year-old student. The chief says his officers did what they are trained to do.
Everything worked very well, as it should have, so the training and practice that we put into place worked just as it should have.
After an investigation, the Dane County District Attorney chose not to charge the officers involved.
I thought it was the correct decision. They were faced with a deadly threat from their perspective. They couldn't tell whether the weapon was real or not, and their thought in that split-second moment was it's a real weapon and I'm going to be killed, so they had to take action.
Why did that student come to the school with that weapon?
That I can't answer. I don't know the idea behind that. We can't talk to him or ask him, so we don't know.
Do you ever think we'll have an answer?
Probably not.
In the end, a child was dead, a heavy burden now weighing on Chief Varick and his department.
How are they doing, the ones that opened fire? How affected were they by this?
I don't know if I can answer that. I'm not inside their heads. We have conversations to make sure that they're okay to come to work, and if they need something, they know to reach out. So from that perspective, they're doing well, but also personally, as I think through, what they've been through, I don't know that anybody can be truly okay with that outcome.
The aftermath of this deadly shooting was widespread.
To me, the staff that is with the kids when a crisis event occurs, those are the true heroes. Those are the people who are responding in real time.
Trish Kilpin is the director of the Office of School Safety for the Wisconsin Department of Justice. She says in the weeks and months after the incident, Mount Horeb showed incredible resiliency. I'm incredibly impressed with the way the Mount Horeb team has made careful decisions, assessed, checked for model practices and what the research really tells us, how to promote recovery. And we have to recognize, too, that this recovery is not short. It's long. It's going to take a long time.
There were some very, very terrified people, of course. There were some, a lot of crying was happening.
Back at the library, staff there believe a lot of healing has happened in the past year.
But I also think that a lot of people came through it saying, okay, we did this, we made it, it's all right, we're still Mount Horeb. It didn't really change us as far as the community-wise, I think.
The road to healing can be long, but the community of Mount Horeb will be there to help you along the way, even if you have to crawl. In Mount Horeb, Tim Elliott, WMTV 15 News.
Now, the police department did not have any special events planned for today in remembrance of what happened. Chief Varick says resources have been made available to any officer who may need time today to talk about what happened. A reminder, when someone needs help, you can speak up and speak out by reporting a tip. This is through the Wisconsin Department of Justice. You can call 1-800-MY-SUSO to speak to a live trained analyst, or you can text SUSO to 738-477 to receive a link to an anonymous tip form. The funding for the Office of School Safety is currently set to run out in September. We talked with Trish Kilpin, the director, about why she feels the legislature should act.
I'm optimistic that school safety matters to the members of the Wisconsin legislature, and that they want us to be able to continue these efforts to run SUSO, to have a place where you can report concerns, to intervene early, to respond effectively, and to do all the other important work that we do at the Office of School Safety.
Now, Representative Todd Novak has been working to pass more funding. A statement from his office says, in part, "This is my #1 legislative priority, and I will do everything that I can to ensure that the Office of School Safety gets the funding that it needs. Our kids deserve to feel safe and secure at school, and the Office of School Safety is a proven effective tool in achieving this goal," end quote.